The media today that we're working with, media permeates everything that we do, from the internet to our phones to our TVs to the computers we use. And we need to understand what the power of that media, what the media is, because there's a big responsibility that comes along with this.
People are becoming accustomed to seeing the world through media, and they're also becoming accustomed to representing their own lives in media. So I think it's very important that anyone who goes to a university today have a strong background in media literacy at the very minimum.
This is just an exciting time. The demand for information and for information to be transmitted accurately and fast is only increasing, it's not decreasing.
So like you would tell somebody in the 1920s to be an English major because they've mastered language skills, I think you tell somebody in the 21st century that you should be a media maker if that's what you care about, because those skills would be needed no matter what job you work in.
If you understand how to think critically about the media, you can certainly understand how it perpetuates or challenges certain things, such as maybe social inequality against women, against certain ethnic groups, gays and lesbians. So you look at marginalized groups and you understand how it positions them and who it says is, say, normal versus who is inferior. And so there are a lot of different ways to approach the media. And again, since we're constantly using it in many different ways, many different formats, I think it's important that we understand how to read it critically.
How is my production contributing to perhaps a less violent world or a more inclusive world, a society that's less divisive? So these are all very important questions for students to think about.
One of the things I'm always trying to reinforce for students is that the software is just a tool. My class is not about how to learn to use that particular tool, whether it's image editing software. It's like using a hammer. I'm not there to teach you how to use a hammer exactly. We're talking about the theory and the critical ideas involved in building a building.
It's the thoughtfulness of the media that they make that's really important. So you need the interaction with faculty who have a background in the research of the industry, who know the principles behind creating responsible public media.
It's actually very much part of our core mission is to integrate theory and practice and not to look at them as two separate things.
So that by the time you leave here, you will have a thorough grounding in every aspect of media production and media history, and you will have a thorough understanding of how media function in contemporary society.
A place where you can work on the radio station, work at the television station, work on the DE, work in an advertising agency, all of them brought together in this place where you also receive theory and academic lessons.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a school that had a live televised newscast every evening, had radio reports with newscast students on 10, 15 times a day doing reports, involved in live sports production.
So when I teach my students 3-camera television production, they know what that is, because on the other side of the wall where I teach is a television studio with multiple camera production going on.
Believed to be a remaining piece of the crucifix and a portion of the miracle.
I've never been at a campus where there's been so much support for students in regards to a holistic educational experience. They get the resources they need, they get the attention and teaching that are necessary for creative growth, and they get the kind of mentoring to kind of leave the university environment and become successful media makers.
The connection of all these things together really makes it a unique place to study.